Morning. Nothing going on. It's a Friday afternoon. I think it's the 28th of April, 2023. Just making this vloggy. So much to be on my mind, you know what I mean? And I'll get to it real quickly. In a deep conversation with myself last night about the whole, you know, gender community, transgender community, if you will, or whatever, like crossdressers and drag queens and all that. And it's like, in so many words, I'm just tired of people not taking that shit seriously. And even if they do take it seriously, there's so much confusion in what you're supposed to be and what you want to be based off of what you're supposed to be. So if you don't go right, you go left, you know? Then it's like, it just makes everything seem very confusing because it becomes a rhetoric, you know? Oh God, a society. And I'm just kind of sick and tired of trying to make sense out of all this. I feel like, you know, for me personally, the first of anything, before anything, you know, is I'm a melanated being. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I'm melanated, high vibrational being. And I'm a mystic, a Rastafarian mystic. Um, I think that you can't separate that shit. You can try to separate. Like, there's white people that are mystics. You know what I'm saying? There's white Rastas from all across the world. There's Chinese, Vietnamese. You know, uh, so many different places. But being one of the original people of this planet, you know what I'm saying? It just gives me dominion over that situation. Um, to tell you that I'm a high vibrational being just off base. And then, you know, a lot of people want to go and say, okay, black people are like high vibrational beings and whatnot. Well, that's obvious. That's not, you know, the case. There is a decalcification of our abilities, you know. And I realize the more we try to assimilate into what they say society is, the more that we actually um, it has a detriment on us, you know, in the sense of it decalcifies us because we start going by what they tell us that we are, which subjugates our potential through our thought processes. So when it comes to that situation, I'm not trying to hear the fact that, okay, like, you're transgender, you know? And within that thought process, you know, people, the whole idea is basically that you're a man who thinks he's a woman. But we know that's not necessarily the case. We know that's not necessarily the case. And so what will make a person at this particular time want to do all that? And I think it's the subjugation of the people. within a sense that you wake up, you force them into being something that they're not. Even if they are, they say they are. I mean, you get what I'm saying? Because even men have a hard time being a man. It's not easy being a man. It's not easy being a woman. So it's a force, and because of that force, you have somebody that clearly does not fit the man, but not alone at the same time not fit. Sorry, fits more aligned with the woman. What do you have there? You know, you have a big problem on your hands, and so because you're forcing them because they're male and shit to be a man, it creates a situation where psychologically they're going to automatically gravitate towards women things. And so because of this, you create a situation where a person has to go through all. They can't be treated as such because there's so much animosity on that level for something like that. So you have to create a situation where, you know, you create a situation where this person is psychologically traumatized. So they have to convince everybody that they're a woman so they can be treated more femininely. And that's just really sad, you know? And now you have them, and that creates it's in itself another traumatizing mental disorder. When it's locked into place, turning of the wheel, and so now they have to do all these another process of surgeries, and it's amazing because the pharmaceutical companies are completely just capitalizing off of this. And they're drug dealers. They're gonna just sell you some type of drug, or like cosmetologists, you know, and it's sad on that aspect. It's sad because that's what it comes down to. It's not about being natural. Because when I chose my gender therapist, that I was a Rastafarian, Gothic, and fucking a trans woman, the confusion was so high. This motherfucker thought I was crazy. And it's like, no, when I say I'm Gothic, that means I deal with the occult. I deal with occult magic. Most people that deal with religion, all that stuff like that, God and all this, like, I want to like you better and shit. That's like, okay, that's that man. But occult is the unseen world, the darkness, dealing with dead bodies, necromancy, summoning up spirits and whatnot, tarot card readings. You know what I'm saying? Anything has to do with the unseen world, praying and worshiping and wondering. Speaking to spirits, psychic abilities. Those are all occult rituals. You know, sacrifices. You know, channeling. It's all occult knowledge. And so when one does that, that's what Gothic really comes from. That's why it has to do with the Vikings. They call them the Goths, or you know what I'm saying? Maybe they basically took out Rome and whatnot. So it has to do a lot with that type of stuff. And so, in so many words, it's ironic that you know all that magic that I use, and then I said Rastafarian because I do it in a natural way. So you have this new modern world with the cyber energy, the industrial energy, the electrical energy, the metallic, the metal, the fucking metallic robots and whatnot. It can create a lot of different things that can be used. You know what I'm saying, to change the way one lives their life. I don't tend to do that. I try to live very natural as possible. I don't try to use things that are too exact, because that's just my liberty. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where the Rastafarian comes from, you know. And also, the Rastafarianism is really the light magic, that light work. You know what I'm saying? So the God, the creator energy. So the cult has to do a lot with the gods, and light working has a lot to do with the creator God. You know. So With that being said, the whole trans woman aspect of it is that I'm a divine feminine. Is that like my if this is bullying, this is a girl. 50% is in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I'm like in between 50% in the middle and girl. So that's why it's like, okay, then that's what my being is called to do. So I'm more of a divine feminine. But the problem is when you're dealing with the political aspects of being raised a man and being a woman in a society that wants to utilize you for its capitalistic, you know, all the way to way back. Men are the hunter gatherers, women are supposed to take care of the home because they want the women to say it's all about work, productivity. So they want to utilize you. And when you're dealing with the spiritual levels of things, not everybody's called for that. People are called to different things. That's why in the olden country we had different things, but this modern society doesn't have room for people like that. So we have to make the room ourselves. We're not going to be acknowledged. We have to acknowledge ourselves. So we can't wait for society to tell us who we are. So when it comes to me being a trans woman, it means nothing. It's like being called black. Like I'm not black. I see about Marley's song right now. All these black people gonna be around me. All these poor people gonna be around me, acting like, you know, I'm supposed to care for them. And I have people literally like come up to me just because I see the dreadlocks and they think I'm a Rastafarian. All of a sudden, I'm like, hey man, hey Ross, buy this fucking thing for me. Hey, buy this thing for me. Buy that thing for me. Like, I'm not gonna buy nothing for you. Why would I like? In all reality, like, why would I buy? Just be buying stuff for you because they think, oh, you're a charity case. And, so it's not even that they believe in what you say. They're not religious. People are not religious. They're not actually spiritual. They're nothing. They're nothing. Why? Because they've already given their souls up to an ideology, and the ideology, of the person that made the ideology, is really doing that so you won't ever use your own brain and be a whole human being. So he writes a script and then gives you a character to play on the totality to take away your power because it has to be validated through the society. So we have a fight on our hands constantly because we know who we are, and it's not necessarily about proving who we are, but doing who we are. You know what I mean? Like being that, we have to constantly be that, and we can't shy away. Because we have a lot of enemies. We have people that here that want us to quit, want us to stop, and can't do that. Can't do that. So that's all I want to say. So yeah,